So Assalamu alaikum guys. Today we will continue with the movement connection. So all of the design parameters we have discussed earlier in lecture number 1. Now we will discuss an example problem. So here you can see a square knee example problem in which you have to design a square knee connection. Given in figure number 8, to join a W690 into 140 girder to a W360 into 110 column. The factored movement MU to be carried through the joint is 510 kilonewton meter. Use A36 steel and E70 electrodes with SMAW. Wherever in this particular example problem, in the levels or in the steps, we are going to be having the part needed to design as weld that you have to do by yourself. Okay, because the welding connections or the weld connections you have done earlier, I'm not discuss in detail while solving this problem. Just we have to be understand is or focus on the point that how the connection needed to be carried out and the values needed to be incorporated. So you can draw a schematic diagram in which you can show the first of all the beam section is continued through the joint and your column section is discontinued over here. I have told you the flanges are needed to be discontinued, the web is needed to be discontinued, but that left flange of the column as the AB phase of the joint is going to be continued. So that part is needed to be designed. So at first we don't have this diagonal stiffener and this vertical stiffener CD with us. We have just this particular part, the flange, the bottom flange of the beam, the left flange of the column and the top flange of the beam. Okay, and we need to be design the CD stiffener and this diagonal stiffener AC later on. So we have only the input data in terms of the specification of your beam and specification of your column. From the tables, what we can do, and also the applied movements, applied shears. So what we can do that first of all we can make a list of all the required parameters and the properties of your specified sections for beam and column. You have DB from the LRFD manual, you have TWB, you have TF, you have BF, you have depth of the column, you have thickness of the web for the column, and you have thickness of the flange of the column, you have the width of the flange of the column. Okay, so if once all of these input parameters are with you, we can start with the design. So design is very simple, in which you have to check the web first of all without the diagonal stiffener. So you have already the formula in which you can input all of the values. Required one, A, B, C is the depth of the column and multiplied by depth of the beam. Sorry, depth of the beam into depth of the column, DB into DC. So you are getting answer equal to 16.15 millimeter. So your actual TW is equal to 12.4 millimeter for W690 into 140. If you see, okay, the thickness of the web of the beam, because beam is continued through the joint. So this TWB is equal to 12.4 and our required thickness for the web to get the efficiency of the joint, it is 16.15. So what does it mean? Our required TW is more than actual TW of the beam. So what we have to do, we have to provide the extra reinforcement, the strengthening of this particular knee joint, and that is provided by using a diagonal stiffener. So here the diagonal stiffness is required. If not required, then depending upon this TW, this required one you are providing the same as 12.4 millimeter. Okay, if it is less than that, then the maximum mean larger one mean actual TW, the thickness of the web of the beam, you are providing the same. If it is not, mean the diagonal stiffness is required. Second step is the stiffener size. So first of all we need a theta. So the theta will be dB over DC, tan inverse. It comes out to be 62.24 and cos of theta will be 0.466. So assuming FCR is equal to 0.9 Fy, as I told you, it is equal to 38 megapascal for A36 steel. So finally we have already discussed the area to calculate the stiffener. That will be equal to that particular formula we have already discussed in lecture number 1 for the movement connection. So by inputting the value is equal to TW, that is the given one TW, against that we are providing that will be 12.4, and finally you are getting the area of the stiffener equal to 1933. Okay, so this 1933 is the area of both of the stiffener required. So half, you have to do half of it just to be provided on one side. So it will be 967 millimeter square. So approximately considering the thickness of the stiffener as 12 millimeter, and then dividing this 12 millimeter with the area of the stiffener, one stiffener you're getting BST equal to 80.5. So it can be rounded up to 85 millimeter. So first you have to decide the thickness of the stiffener. So that will be hit and try. Okay, you can revise this later on depending upon this lambda R check. Okay, for the BST. So let's suppose if the TST you are selecting at as 10 and it is not satisfying this lambda R, then you can increase it or decrease it depending upon your check value. It is coming less. So then you can increase it or decrease it depending upon this check. So here you have lambda equal to 7.08, that is less than lambda R, that is 15.8. So it will be okay. So your check is okay for the lambda value, and you can finalize your size of the stiffener as 2 plates 12 into 85 on both sides of the web. Next step is you have to check the strength of the stiffener acting as a column. So overall width of the stiffener will be equal to 2BST plus TW. So what does it mean? Once you are providing a diagonal stiffener, for the knee connection, then if you see from the front side, this dimension of this plate is equal to thickness of your stiffener. It will be TST. In the last slide we have calculated it as 12 millimeter. So okay, so it will be thickness of the stiffener. Now if we see our connection from this side view, then we can draw it as, first of all, the thickness of the web of the beam. It will be TW, this one. Then you can see this diagonal stiffener as in straight plate, straight line. Okay, if you see from there, so right from here till here, it will be, in the drawing it will be like a straight line. And in the side view, the dimension of the stiffener, it will be BST on both sides, because two stiffeners we have provided. So BST plus TW and plus again BST this way. So it will be 2 of BST double and TW in between the thickness of the web of the beam. So it will be 182.4 millimeter. So in this particular direction, in side view if you see, then this total is needed to be checked against its strength against acting as a column in this particular direction. So if this is particular case, then you need the slenderness ratio to check the strength of the stiffener as in column. So for radius of gyration, you have already formula with you. So just input your values and then you will get the KL over R, and you are getting your answer of the slenderness ratio as 15. It is less than 25, so it will be okay. Now in the fourth step, the stiffener dimension has been decided. So now the next step is to provide the fillet weld along the length AB. So here, so your flange is continued for the column, left flange. So with the flange of the top flange of the beam, the bottom flange of the beam, and the web of the beam is needed to be connected. So this whole length is required a weld. Okay. So for that, what you have to do, that you have to do by yourself. But to find out the weld strength, you need the flange force, okay, and finally you need the weld strength. So the design strength of the fillet weld is going to give you one unknown parameter, that will be TW. If you are equating the applied force, the flange force for this particular weld and the weld strength, if you equate both, then you will get the unknown parameter, that will be the thickness of the weld. then fillet weld length along the length AB. Okay, so it will be DB minus 2TF. Okay, so available length for the weld, it will be DB, the total depth of the beam, and you are subtracting the flange out of it. So first of all, you are providing the weld just for the web. Okay, so web is connecting. So you are providing it like this, and TW can be calculated as 6 millimeter. So 6 millimeter thick E70 weld along the length AB, both side of it you are providing. So this is the flange force, okay, that you have calculated, equating it with the weld efficiency, and then you will get the 6 millimeter unknown out of it. Similarly, the fillet weld along the length BC, that you can see by yourself. Then comes fillet weld along the diagonal stiffener. So weld required along the diagonal stiffener is designed. This weld must be developed the required stiffness, the required stiffener strength. So this needed to be compared against phi Fy AST and required TW. You can calculate by equating the weld efficiency with the applied force within the stiffener. So similar criteria is there. You are getting 1 millimeter. Only one thing is to be noted over here. This 1 millimeter is the very smaller thickness for the weld. So that is very impractical in the field to provide this 1 millimeter. So at least it should be 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 10 millimeter. These are the most reasonable values. So minimum the practical thickness of the weld that can be provided in the field, that is a logical one, that is the 6 millimeter. So you can start with the 6 millimeter, and then with the multiple of the two, mean 8 millimeter and then 10 millimeter, you can increase it. So the most you can say suitable is the least value 6 millimeter. 1 millimeter is very illogical to apply. Now in this slide we will discuss about the stiffener CD, the required length of the stiffener. So once we have provided all of the welds, the weld along the phase AB and BC and along the diagonal stiffener, weld calculation we have done. Now we come towards the stiffener. Okay, this vertical stiffener, why we provide that in detail in the online session we have discussed it. Okay, your design strength for this stiffener should be based on the local web yielding from inside of the column flange at C. And to find out the local web yielding, the formula is given, that force is equal to 632.09, and actual flange force that is already available for the bottom flange, it is 146.24 kilonewtons. So this difference of the forces will be equal to that is required to design our CD. Okay, so why we require this stiffener? Because our diagonal stiffener that we are providing over here, at the corner it is going to be produce the local web yielding, because there is no stability factor on the other side of it. If the diagonal stiffener is going to be produce the compression inside the member, as we have discussed earlier, then this force in the compression is going to be give you the components of it in two directions. So these two directional components can be resisted. This can be resisted by the flange force, equal and opposite flange force for the beam, but for this particular component there is no resistive component. So we have to provide another stiffener in along this component, this vertical component, so that that particular component can be resisted, produced by the force inside the diagonal stiffener. If we are not providing any resistive component over here, then that may cause the local web yielding in that particular corner, in that particular part. So where we have the connection of the diagonal stiffener with the inside of the column flange with the web. Okay, so there local yielding can be created, can be produced. So we need to provide a resistance against that local web yielding by providing a vertical stiffener over here. So generally in the calculations, this CD, the stiffener, vertical stiffener, may be having a length half of the depth of this beam, but practically we can provide it whole of it. Okay, so for my students I have just asked them to provide the CD as in inside the web as in complete length of the web, depth of the web. Okay, so but for the other students you can follow as given in the example or as your teacher said to you. So required area of the stiffener will be the difference of both of the forces, mean available flange forces and whatever you are getting out of the vertical stiffener. So mean required for the local web yielding. So difference of these will be going to be compensated with the help of the vertical stiffener. So it will be half to provide on one side. So it will be 1143 millimeters square. So finally width available will be BFT minus TW, mean thickness of the web you are subtracting for the beam, and finally you are getting the width of the flange in the lateral direction, and you are dividing it with the 2, mean half of it dimension you are providing. So it will be in lateral direction. In online session I have described it in very detail that how to get this. It is in the lateral dimension, lateral side. So also I think for the other students, other sections also, their respective teacher also explained it about that. So you are getting it's 110. It's a mistake over here. Just correct it by taking a reference from the book. So required TST is equal to 12 millimeter, and finally you can check it against the lambda p. So if it will be less than lambda p, then this dimension will be okay. Required TST. So stiffener along the CD. Okay, so that may be half of it I have told you. So you have to consider it complete. So only D minus 2 TF. So whatever the length you are getting, you have to write over here. So finally you are using 2 plates 12 into 110 into 325. That will be tapered for the full width at 0 to at D. So I mean at C to 0 at D. So fillet weld along the stiffener CD you have to use as in you have to provide as an assignment. Okay, so finally you will get the solution for the knee connection with the design parameters. So you have to give the TST stiffener diagonal, it's BST for vertical stiffener, TST, and vertical stiffener BST, their corresponding lengths, and you have to design the welds. Weld along phase AB, along the phase BC, along the diagonal stiffener, along the vertical stiffener. So these are the design parameter results for any connection you have to provide at the end after solving any knee connection, square knee connection. Thank you so much guys.